Thanks for staying with us. Now, shampoo is something we've all accepted we need to use to wash our hair and keep it healthy. Yes.
Yeah. Here to dissect the ingredients in your shampoo, it's trichologist Claire Fulham. We were talking about this yesterday. You're like, what? And the next thing,
can of worms. Whole can of worms yesterday.
Can of
Not
worms.
one person in the office knew what was in shampoo.
What's in shampoo?
So a group of surfactants. So obviously shampoo is a hair care, scalp care product, right? And it's made of a group of surfactants. There's a lot of water in there, there's fragrance in there, there's pH balancers in there. So it's basically a big L group of ingredients that has to clean your hair and scalp. Easy peasy.
And sulfur is the one thing, is it?
Sulfates, yeah.
Sulfates,
so sulfates. And sulfates get a bad name. I know we're going to speak about sulfates, but they really get a bad name.
So
and
sulfates in all shampoos?
There has to be a level of sulfates, right? But you will see on most shampoos these days will say sulfate free. So my thinking is, right, that obviously the hair care industry, extensions, the curly girl method, they're kind of responsible for giving sulfates a bad name because, of course, there's a layer over hair extensions that protects the hair, the bonds, all that kind of stuff. And sulfates are an eroding property. They're salt, okay? So when you have hair extensions, when you have big kind of fashion colours in your hair, you're told to use sulfate-free products, right? The issue with that is, okay, that it's not cleaning your scalp efficiently. So even though, you know, we're keeping the extensions looking well, we're keeping the colour looking well, we are seeing as trichologists and dermatologists as well, we're seeing more and more issues on the scalp because people aren't cleaning it properly.
If I hear one more time, make sure you're using a sulfate-free shampoo, right? So what is a sulfate? You said it's a salt.
It's a salt, yeah. So we'll go into
obviously it's acceptable, safe levels in the shampoo.
Oh, God, yeah. Like anything,
Right.
yeah, absolutely. So if you have like very, very dry scalp and hair, or if you have like rosacea, eczema, maybe you'd stay away from certain sulfates. But the one that gets the really bad name is sodium. I'm going to get this right now. Lauryl sulfate, right? So Laurel is quite harsh, but his brother Lauret isn't, right? So if you see...
But how do you know? Do you have to check the bottle?
You do. You flip the bottle and you have a check. So if you see sodium lauret sulfate, we're okay. So that's less harsh. Lauret.
We like Lauret. We don't like Laurel.
I like Laurel. But
you like Laurel? Okay.
She likes Laurel and Laurette.
Can
They're
we get
brothers.
people? Will you go on to your? I must put something up about this a little bit later on.
Yeah.
So it's sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium laureth.
Yes.
Sulfate is gentler.
Yes.
These are cleaning your scalp.
They're cleaning agents, yeah. So basically they go in and they attach to the oils and the dirt on your scalp and they're water soluble. So then after you've used them, they'll wash and rinse out of the hair. So very, very safe, but a lot of people with hair extensions and stuff avoid them.
So they're the thing that are washing your hair.
Yeah, so if you have sulfate free, you're not really washing your hair and scalp, you know? So let's be careful, guys.
Okay, right, okay. We're going to be talking to Claire about questions a little bit later on.
Yes.
She's here, 0896 111 111, because already I'm going to hold on a second now and I want to run straight to my shampoo bottle. I should have brought it in. Silicone.
Silicone.
I'm hearing about that a lot.
Yeah, so
What's
again,
that?
you'll see it on a lot of hair products these days. It will say silicone free. I and most people will love a silicone. What a silicone does is it like literally wraps the hair in protection, okay? So if you like to wear your hair long, if you're trying to grow your hair, you have to protect the ends of your hair. That's like trying to drag around the same leather jacket for 7 years, right? I have to protect it. So what a silicone will do is wrap the actual hair strand. Why it got a bad rep was that we were using very, very cheap silicones, right? And then you'd have a silicone build-up in the hair. You'd go to the hairdresser and she or he would be trying to lift the hair if they're talking about blondes, or they're trying to get an even distribution on copper, or blondes, sorry.
Blondes.
The two blondies.
So natural.
She's very blonde.
So natural.
Or else, like, the hairdresser would be trying to get an even distribution of copper, brunette, whatever that is. And sometimes if you had a really overload of silicones in the hair, it'd be difficult to do that. So then we went silicone free. It's one of the worst things that we could do. You need silicones for the end of your hair, but you need a water-soluble silicone so that actually washes out and rinses out. A way to get over that, right, and to be able to use silicones, it's not the product, it's always the process when it comes to scalp and hair and skin, okay? It's always the process. Using a detox shampoo before your colour service or every week if you can is so important to get rid of all of the build-up. So then...
A metal detox, is it sort of a metal detox?
No,
or what
it's
is
just
it?
a detox shampoo. So you're looking for detox or clarify if your hair can take it, but detox is kind of safe for everybody. So what a detox shampoo will do is get all of that stuff out of the hair, silicones, hairspray, pollution, hard water. So therefore your hairdresser will be able to lift the hair, or get an even distribution. So it's like giving yourself a big L scrub before a fake tan.
So detox every week.
Detox every week.
Can I ask you something? For people just watching in this morning and they go and they buy their family shampoo or whatever, are they okay?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So what about people
we
who...
go.
I
We want to talk about this.
The Salon one, like
Yes.
when they sort of say, do you know, you're getting your hair done, they go, oh, you need Salon protection. You need
37
Salon,
euro.
you need Salon standard to keep your hair the way you are.
Yeah.
Is that a load of myth, or are they just trying to upsell you?
Well, I have to leave here and be safe walking around.
to say.
So,
No, but you know what I mean?
100%
Like, you know, but
right.
people are going and they're buying their
Yeah.
shampoo in their supermarket.
Yes.
That's perfectly okay for them. So what's the difference in spending another 30 quid extra for a Salon standard shampoo?
So it's the quality and the weight of the ingredient, right? So when you go into your supermarket and everything on the shelves is safe for us to use. We're lucky we live in Europe, right? With
Yeah,
some of the
100%.
strictest
Okay.
cosmetic laws in the world, right? So everything is safe. Doesn't mean everything's going to suit you, but everything's safe, okay? So you're not doing any harm by picking up a thing in Tesco and Dunnes and everything else, right? But it's the difference is the weight of the ingredients within them, the molecular level they're made on. And also actually, really, when you do spend 27 euro, 37 euro in a bottle of shampoo, sometimes that lasts you longer because you only need a little bit. It's highly concentrated. Yeah.
To be fair, you know when you tell them you've gotten a shampoo from a supermarket and it's like you've killed their cat. It's unbelievable. Like, it's fascinating.